And good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner on Thursday, the 25th August. And I'm back in London and it's wet and dark and soggy and ugh. What's happened, Paul?
Oh, it's finally gotten a real good rain. It's been at least 2 months since we've had a rain like this, I think. So really badly needed here.
Yeah, but the good news is I think it's going to be dry and sunny over the bank holiday weekend. Let's hope it is for everybody's sake. Anyway, turning to mining. Let's have a little look-see. We've got H1 results from Anglo Pacific that were pretty good, I think, haven't we?
Yes, they were. Record portfolio contribution there of $92 million, which is 303% higher than the first half of last year, and 8% higher than all of 2021. So the second half here is going to be pure revenue and growth here for Anglo Pacific. Adjusted earnings per share 28 cents a share. Net debt reduced down to 20 million, whereas the end of last year it was at 90 million. And post-period end, they added 50 million in debt following the acquisition of a portfolio of additional copper and nickel royalties from South 32. South 32 also released their full year results today, and that was incorporated in their statement as well. They also report some individual details from some of their royalty interests, and they say they have $180 million of liquidity available for more deals. I guess the last interesting bit, besides the dividend of 1 3/4p declared, is that they do intend to change the name of the company in coming weeks.
Any clues as to what it'll be?
No, they didn't say what it was. They hadn't apparently decided what that was to be yet at this time.
What excitement. I mean, it's interesting, as you say, they've got a lot of capital to deploy. And here they are making an awful lot of money. So it makes you wonder, are royalties a good thing for the people who take them out? Because then Anglo Pacific makes a lot of money out of it. The answer is, royalties are a key part of the mining industry. They do make a lot of sense. It's good for both parties. But as a general rule, royalty companies are pretty good investments. They tend to, I would say, sit on the safer side of the investment spectrum.
Yes, it's one of the safer and more successful business models as well in the mining sector as far as performance in the long term is concerned. So I agree with what you said.
Yeah, and you mentioned South 32 with full year results. You better quickly touch on those, Paul.
Yes, going to pay a $648 million dividend for the second half here, and $139 million US special dividend to make total shareholder returns for the year at $1.3 billion. They expect a 14% increase in production going forward in their forward outlook statement. Revenue this time around 69% year-on-year growth to 9.27 billion. After-tax profit came in at 2.7 billion versus a loss last year, and the return on invested capital rose to over 30%. So when you get that high on returns on invested capital, it means the margins are very good.
Excellent. Now, Shanghai Mining Club member Ionic Rare Earths had a bit of news today.
They did. They put out a statement here on the current ministerial and social engagement activities in Uganda around their Makautu rare earths clay-hosted deposit. They have begun the relocation planning and the planning for landholder compensation of displaced property owners on the mineral zone and zones that Ionic has identified. They haven't yet, of course, produced a feasibility study, so we can't call these ore bodies yet, but the grades and the thicknesses would all indicate that they would be declared that in due course, I think. Government ministers have been visiting the local communities, and they've held, the company has held some rather sizable community meetings across the area with seeing crowds at the photographs they presented of several hundred people. So it's a good turnout.
Yeah, like a big crowd. Now, Greatland Gold have done quite a big placing, haven't they? It's a very popular stock. It's obviously been hugely successful. Everybody trying to replicate it. How big was the placing there, Paul?
Yes, this follows on from one of the comments you made some days back ago on this Morning Miner podcast. The kind of thing where Greatland Gold had declared the placement was underway as of yesterday, and today they say the deal is already closed. Strong demand in the book build, so they raised the amount of the placing, a total to $35 million raised. For a total of 363 million shares issued at 8.2p, and that's about a 15.5% discount to the closing price on the 23rd of August. And the CEO and the CFO also participated in this raise.
It's a very popular stock with the retail investors, but I think, as you know, we've discussed, there's a lot of potential M&A activity as well to be done in this space. So maybe that's what they're one of the reasons they want money. There's a lot of money around. Just question is, where will it all go? Right, Paul, anything else you want to mention on this podcast?
The gift that keeps on giving, American West Metals with 2 more drill hole assays out from the Storm project there in Nunavut, holes 7 with a 43-meter interval of breccia and massive copper sulfides, and hole 8 with a 30-meter interval of the same. Assays, of course, for chemical assays, not released, but the mineralization clearly high grade from the drill core that they have encountered. And they still have about a kilometer of geochemical anomaly across this feature yet to drill, and at least 2 more high-grade zones indicated in historic drilling to test in this round.
Very good. We'll leave it there on a high note, shall we say, and speak again tomorrow when hopefully it'll be a bit drier.
Very good. See you then.